T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
Trap Talk Reptile Network, the coolest reptile network in the world. Welcome to episode 572. But more importantly, happy Thanksgiving, all my beautiful trappers, my viewers, my reptile keepers, all the above. Happy Thanksgiving. What is good? I'm your boy MJ, and I'm so thankful today, man. Listen, I'm feeling some type of way. As we are here in 2024, Thanksgiving, I have so many things to be thankful for. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to all the viewers out there, everyone who's been supporting this channel throughout the last 5 years. I want to say thank you so much. You guys given me so much opportunity to pursue something that I want to do for the rest of my life. You know, I love sitting here talking reptiles with you guys at minimum 3 days a week. Okay. And I got to say thank you to every single one of you. You guys mean so much to me, man. And only because I get to share what I love with all of you guys. And that is the reptiles, animals. You know what I mean? So, I mean, listen, this is going to be quite the episode that I'm going to be giving you guys today, because we have a huge announcement, life-changing announcement, okay, for the Trap and the Trap Network. And then also mainly want to share how my year went, you know, in 2024, as far as breeding goes. I don't want to say I had the best season, but I did have some stuff happen that I've never done before. So that's always a positive. So we'll go through some of the breeding stuff that I've done this year. And then, of course, we'll end it with the huge announcement, my big collaboration happening with MORPH Market starting next month. Okay, so quite the episode. You guys are in for a treat. Now, before we move forward, guys, listen, if you're into keeping reptiles, if you've been watching this podcast and you have not subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. My statistics show me that 48% of the people who watch Trap Talk Reptile Network are not subscribed, okay? And I see that a lot of men are subscribed to Trap Talk Reptile Network and not a lot of females. So all my female trappers, please come to the forefront, all right? Spread the news, all the other reptile female keepers out there, and let them know Trap Talk Reptile Network is where it's at, because we do have a Sunday show that's dedicated mostly to female keepers. Shout out to Krista over at the Girls Who Love Reptiles podcast. So anyways, guys, let's help me get these subscribers up and hit that subscribe button. And if you think tonight's episode's worth a like, then smash that like button, okay? Let's get the likes up, because like I said, I am just so thankful for so many things. Now, listen, every day I wake up, guys, I get to walk into this room all right, and literally just be more than blessed. I don't know what to say. Okay, like this has literally changed my life throughout the last few years. I do want to share a picture. Check out this picture. This is a picture in 2017 that I took when I very first started getting into the idea of breeding reptiles. What a room, huh? That's the original trap house right there. Okay, the original snake trap house is what you're looking at. All right. Never did I think it would evolve to what it is today, but I have such a passion for these animals that I literally made it into a lifestyle. And when you create something that you love so much and you turn it into something that you obsess over, it becomes a lifestyle, right? Mind you, there's a lot of people out there, even myself, when I started into this industry, I didn't have, ambitions to be a full-time reptile keeper or a full-time podcaster. I thought I was going to have to grind it out and potentially work a job that I hated just so I could come home and mess around with my snakes, because I thought nothing felt better than coming home and checking out the cool reptile collection I have. And I think everyone out there has their own unique reptile collection. Whatever it is that you have should be special to you. And I don't think you should ever compare your reptile collection to anyone else's collection. That's just coming from advice, because you never know where your collection is going to be headed in the future. Things could take off very quickly, okay, which could be a good and bad thing, right? I share on this podcast more than anything how things could happen if you move too fast, all right? Good things and bad things, but it's best to just grow into it, all right? And I think that after a while of learning my place in the reptile industry, I just kind of let it started things flowing into itself. You know, I always say let the stars align, and I'm very blessed to have the many stars that align to get me to where I'm at today, okay? And again, a lot of it is all thanks to you guys out there who watch this podcast, who want to sit here and learn about the breeders who've been so successful and all the other cool stuff, you know, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to become a better reptile keeper. That's why I started this podcast, to become a better reptile keeper. It wasn't because I wanted to, become a better talker. I talk. Everyone knows I'm a big talker. You know what I'm saying? But this was all about learning, gaining knowledge. And for me, I knew I was so wet behind the ears, and still am wet behind the ears. I'm no expert whatsoever, even though I have been 7 years consistently dedicated to this craft of keeping and breeding reptiles. I'm no expert, not even near an expert. Okay. And that's another reason why I love the reptile game, is because people in this game for 30, 40 years will even say that they're no expert. And that's why you got to love being in something where the learning never stops. Because if you stop learning, you stop living. That's just the way it works. But anyways, yeah, listen, I never expected things to turn the way they were, what they turned the way they did turn out. Okay. But they did, they happened. And I got to tell you right now, guys, I'm more motivated than anything. If we could get into this year's breeding success that I had, my goals were to definitely not breed as many ball pythons as I can. I mean, I started this year in January with just a little under 200 adult ball pythons. I take that back. Adult, sub-adults, and adults. Okay, altogether, I had about 200 ball pythons, and I downsized that quite a bit. Okay, by the time we hit, I want to say spring, I was down to like, I want to say almost half that. I was down to like low hundreds. But anyways, my goal this year with breeding ball pythons was just to make it all about me. I didn't want to breed for nobody else but me, and I feel like that's like the one-on-one when breeding ball pythons. It should always be about yourself. You should always be your number one customer, especially in the beginning. Okay. And again, a lot of people who came into this game and dumped a lot of money had that mindset where as soon as they bred something, even if it's their number one thing, they could sell it and make a profit. It doesn't work like that, and it shouldn't work like that. You should be breeding for yourself. So that's exactly what I did this year. My goal is to stay way under 15 clutches, because the year before, last year, I hit about, I think, 13 to 14 clutches, and I wanted to stay under that. I did end up hitting 13 clutches again this year. I would consider 14. What do you guys think? I don't know. Okay, because you have a lot of people out there who say, if your clutch lands in 2024, that still counts as a 2024 clutch, meaning like if it lands in November, late November or December, but doesn't hatch out 2025. So I personally like to count anything that hatches out in 2025, a 2025 clutch, versus the clutch laid in 2024, and that's a 2024 clutch. So that's the way I do things. Okay, so without the clutches that are in the incubator or even still to come, I hit 13 clutches in 2024, and I will say that I held back a lot of those babies from those clutches. Okay, I don't think there was not one clutch I didn't hold back at least 2 to 3 babies. There was one clutch I held back the entire clutch, and I was like, that's exactly what my goal was. So I want to say overall, the ball python breeding program for 2024 was a huge success, and I'm very happy. Okay, I will say, please go give my other YouTube channel that I've been kind of neglecting, Trap Reptile Vlogs. I will definitely going to be a lot more on top of my stuff, even though I said this last year. But listen, I got help now. I got stuff in motion where it's going to give me a little bit of room to start doing my vlogs. And on my vlogs is where I'm going to be showing off all my holdbacks for 2024. Might have showed a little bit so far, but not enough. Trust me, there's a lot of heat that I haven't showed you guys. Okay, so do me a favor for sure. Head over to the Trap Reptile Vlogs right now. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell, and you'll be reminded every Friday morning of my vlogs that I drop. And I promised this again last year. I was trying to do 2 a week, but I have a good feeling. I'm motivated. I'm confident that once I get the one vlog a week rolling for you guys, I'm going to start doing 2 a week. Okay. Because I have that much going on. Let's be real. I really do. And I think going into next year, I'm going to even have even more going on to show you guys, because I've been so focused on the podcast and the network and, making sure the 7 days a week goes good and my hosts are all happy and stuff, that I haven't really been focusing on showing you guys like the breeding side of things. Mind you, I've been holding it down and planning my breeding stuff to a T, but I haven't been showing you guys, which also why I recommend heading over to the Trap Talk Patreon community group, aka the Trap family, and join the Trap Talk Patreon family, because they definitely get an inside. They get one-on-one inside looks on what's happening here in the trap before any of the public does. So if you want more behind the scenes, if you want to connect yourself with some of the best people doing it in the reptile industry today, well, they're a part of the Trap Talk Patreon family, and that's a fact. So come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. You could do that by clicking the very first link in the description below. You get connected to the Discord. There's an awesome Instagram group chat. So it's all fun, and it's all growing, and it's just nonstop learning in the trap. Shout out to my Patreon family. I had to throw that plug out there first and foremost, but yeah, I'm gonna get back on my stuff with my the vlogs. And I think the vlogs are so important. One of the things I miss about Brian Barczyk, rest in peace, is like the dedication behind his vlogs. Now, mind you, shout out to Jay, who's doing a heck of a job. Shout out to Lori. You guys are carrying the torch really, really well, which is not an easy task. I think about having to carry the torch of Brian Barczyk. That gives me like anxiety to the next level, right? But I do know that he did it for a reason, because he knew how important it was to show everything that he's working with. The vlogging was so important to Brian, and he did not miss a step. The guy did not fool around when it came to vlogging. So I'm inspired big time by that. All right. I'm trying to get on my game, because I want to eventually get to the point where I'm vlogging. I can't say as much as Brian, because that's next level, and he had a lot of help, and I don't have help. I do have help. I'm just saying, at my house, I don't have a filmer or anything like that. It's just a one-man team when it comes to content creating here at the Trap. So, but you guys are going to understand how much vlogging that Brian did inspires me to this day. So I'm definitely inspired to get my vlog channel back going for you guys. And again, just head over there for right now, subscribe, and you guys will be seeing more consistent content. But that's all in a nutshell for the ball pythons. Okay. I will say going into next year, probably the same game plan, if not even less. Okay. I mean, like I said, I hit 13 clutches this year. I already have about 3 for 2025 that it looks like. I want to hit under 10 in a perfect world. If I can, I would like to hit anywhere from like 8 to 10 ball python clutches. So let's see what happens there. Okay. And shout out to anyone in the ball python game and anyone who out there who's making heat and or about to make heat. I do want to say the ball python game is still one of the funnest reptiles to breed. The community's great. Okay. Regardless of bottom feeders and people who don't go anywhere. Well, listen, I got to say, people who start at the bottom, like myself, they don't stay at the bottom. Not all of them. Okay. Some of them do, as we know, and they like it there. And listen, if you prefer chilling at the bottom, swapping stickers and just high-fiving people on their way up, cool, dude, good for you. But just get the hell out of our way. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to you if you're on your way. Keep your head in the game, okay? Do what Will Moros did. Now that Will Moros has tree monitors, I don't know if he does this with his ball pythons anymore, but man, I used to see Will Moros pop open a lawn chair in front of his racks, his freedom breeder racks, and just have a couple beers, maybe more than a couple, and just probably plot in his head what the hell he's about to do in the reptile game. And so, Yeah, shout out to Will, man. Will Morales has always been a huge inspiration to me. One of the best, if not the best, out of Canada for sure. So, but yeah, man, ball python breeders, hang in there, okay? I know I sometimes throw little digs, mainly at sunset, but I'm just saying the ball python game is one of the best games to be a part of. Do not lose hope, all right? And definitely, if you have relevant heat, guys, right? I'm talking to you right now. If you have relevant heat, do not dump all that and go to another species and go, no, hang tight, okay? Do not give up your ball pythons, all right? Trust me. That's all I got to say about that. All right, moving forward to the next species that I bred, okay? I will say one of the things I bred this year that I've never bred before were white-lip pythons. My northern white-lip pythons, I was able to get a clutch. And, of course, she laid the clutch the day I left to North Carolina to go visit Brian Susan. So, as you guys know, I battle humidity in this room really, really bad. And I really wasn't on my game. I didn't think she was going to lay as soon as she did, first and foremost, because I would have told my reptile, keeper, the guy who looks over my stuff while I'm gone, to like keep an eye on her, but I told him not to, or I just didn't even bother telling him, hey, she's about to lay a clutch, because I thought I would be home in that time. So anyways, I came home to her laying over 6 eggs with 2 kicked out, and even the eggs that she was clutched, that was beehived over, they were very inflated, like they were, humidity. It was too dry in my room where the eggs basically dried up. I pulled them and put them in the incubator, and within like a week, they all went bad, as expected. But it's okay, all right? Even though as much as it sucks to, slug out or lose a whole clutch of white-lip pythons, and mind you, I have some really beautiful white-lip pythons. There's nothing basic about a white-lip python, first and foremost, but these are gold and really dark and just crazy looking. So I was looking forward to getting something from this. But like I said, the biggest, there's always a win with the loss, right? The biggest win with this one is that I know her cycle now. I know the time of year she prefers to lay, which is notated, okay? Documented. Not going to miss it this come around this year when it comes to her laying a clutch, hopefully. So white-lip python's huge to have on the list, and I'm very proud to have that on the resume. So, but yeah, I will hopefully be successful at hatching out some white-lip pythons here pretty soon. And then, okay, let's get to the next topic of breeding that I had this year, and not much success, unfortunately. I don't know if I've talked about it quite a bit on All in the Tree Tuesday. But yeah, sorry, this is hard for me to talk about. My pure Miss Willie line, Northern Emerald Tree Boa that I got from Forrest Fanning. She passed away due to birth complications. She passed away. Now, I saw she had something stuck in her. Mind you, it was day 150 or day 149, around that time where things go down. And she had ooze coming out of her cloaca. And I could have sworn I saw a baby trying to come out. But I put my hands in the air and I said, you know what? I'm going to let her do her thing. She got this far. She's got to do her thing. And she just couldn't get it out no matter what. I let a whole day go by and I saw there was still a bulge right there. So I had no choice. Shout out to Dr. Booth, Warren Booth. Warren's like, MJ, get in there. And I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to get in there. I was worried. First timer. Socrates also said, MJ, get in there. And of course, Socrates, that's my boy. And not that I don't listen to Dr. Booth, but once Socrates was like, MJ, you got to get in there. I said, F it. I got to get in there. I went in there and I was able to push out a slug, a really big slug. She had a freaking huge slug that was blocking everything. As soon as I passed that slug, shortly right after that, 2 full-term babies came sliding right out. And fortunately, they weren't alive. They were already passed away, fully termed. And so, mind you, I all that goes down, and I still see she has quite a bit in her. I see, man, she's not done. And so, mind you, I'm hitting up Ed Marino, talking to Socrates, talking to Coach Rice, just the handful of mentors that I have in the Emerald Tree Boa group, and also Ryan Woolison as well. Shout out to Ryan Woolison. They're just, telling me to hold on. There's not much you could really do. I was taking her outside. I was exercising her, giving her soaks. I was giving her rain chambers that were basically just outside, and she just couldn't pass anything else. And so another, I would say I went to Daytona, and when I got back from Daytona, she looked like shit. And then the next day or something, it wasn't too soon after Daytona when I came home, and she was on the ground. And she was just trying to gasp for air, and it was terrible, man. I was like, it was like something that I was like, dude, this is the worst thing that could happen to me. Before she even ovulated, before she could even give me babies, I was thinking, what if she has babies that get stuck in her? Like you've heard that happen to plenty of people before. What if you have to get in there, cut her open? And I did that. It was nuts. Gave me legit PTSD. It was fucked up. I remember I was on the phone with Marshall. And I was like, Marshall, she's going out, bro. Like, what do I do? And he told me, you want to see what's in that? You got to see what's in her. Because you never know, right? It could be that they're alive, but more likely the way her state is when she's going out like that, I think whatever's in her is killing her, right? My only assumption. So I had to get in there, man. I got in there, sliced the side of the belly, and yeah, there were 9 more full-term babies inside of her. Okay, 9 more. And of course, where all the babies were at, right in front of it, was another huge slug. So her problem was the slug situation. She didn't have a lot of slugs, but she had these 2 massive slugs that fucking ruined everything. Okay. And the second slug was so big, and she tried so much to get it off that the oviduct was like, it was like twisted into like almost a knot. Like it was moving around so much that it was just like twisted. So yeah, it was so unfortunate. That was a huge blow, guys. That was a huge blow. Just because, that was, and mind you, the other Miss Willie that I had passed away November of last year. So, dude, I lost my 2 pure Miss Willie girls back to back. And yeah, listen, it's been a while since I've gotten emotional over a snake, but those 2 snakes right there got me in my feelings, especially, Mei-Ling, the girl who recently just passed away, like me having to get in there and see that there were in fact full-term babies inside of her. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, all you could do is put your hands in the air and be like, it's terrible. It's just a terrible thing, Like, I get it, the baby's not making it, okay, but the mom not making it, that's the worst case scenario. When the mother doesn't recover, worst case scenario. So, but I don't know, listen, like I said, we do have things that come with losses that are worth going through losses. Okay. I realize that husbandry is everything. And mind you guys, like humidity, right, is something that you may could get away with. Like if you have terrible humidity and you have stuck sheds, some reptiles could live with that. Yeah, the stuck sheds suck, but they'll be fine. You got certain snakes that just don't do okay with that. Like emeralds, they need their humidity. Okay. And I felt like I was battling up to this point, which I'm about to tell you guys, but I've been battling humidity so bad for the emeralds. And mind you, after having the young OG Kenny and his mentor, why can't I think right now? Vin Russo. And they were, standing on how much humidity they enjoy. Like chondros and emeralds love high humidity. I'm talking average 80s, like nothing below 80. They like it. And once I found out that that's something they prefer, I was struggling. I was like, dude, I can't keep my fucking enclosures in the 80s. We're shit. Like I can at the initial time, but then it just dries up. And then I found out that my beautiful Focus Cube habitats, which this is nothing that Steve and Ashley, it's not their fault. I mean, because they went over all the dimensions years ago when I got these 3x2x2s from them. But they went over all the dimensions with me, and I said, So this is another thing too, guys. Make sure you're saying yes to the fucking right thing. But anyways, if you guys notice, there are vents. There are air hole vents. You only see 2 now because I plugged them up. But there were 5 of those vents on each side of the wall. So 10 slots total, okay? Which I don't know why I didn't notice this before. But, dude, air is just sucking out of that back wall. So no wonder I couldn't keep humidity up. I'm not saying that's why, Mei-Ling passed away. I'm just saying I struggled with complete sheds. I struggle with like proper husbandry because of the way the enclosure was set up. And that's something that you should thoroughly look into before you should even pair anything up. Now, mind you, I just thought everything was the way it should be, and I just went with it. But, you live and learn. And again, shout out to Coach Rice, somebody who's not a believer in spraying, and only because he doesn't need to. He has healthy litters. He has healthy sheds, beautiful looking emeralds that just don't need to be sprayed. And I told him, I was like, Coach Rice, if I could live in a perfect world and not have to spray, I wouldn't spray. Like I wouldn't. If I know that they're drinking and they're getting everything they need, I wouldn't spray. I spray because I have to spray. So I will say ever since I plugged up those damn vents, and now there's only 2 on each side versus 5, humidity's been a lot better. Okay. It stays, if I spray their enclosure is really good, it gets in the 90s. and then the next day it's still like low 80s, worst case high 70s, and I'm okay with that. That's exactly what I want. So glad I figured that out. And again, I've had these cages for over 4 years now. I've only had the wall of this many cages for only 2 years, but still, like, you know, you got your mind that just goes everywhere. And I'm a spitting image of somebody whose mind just rambles everywhere. But if you don't stop to see exactly what the scenario really is, you're going to run into problems like I did. Okay. And mind you guys, I share this stuff because I'm transparent. I'm not perfect. I've only been in the game 7 years, which in the reptile world, that's not long at all. Okay. Not even a little bit. So I always share what I want to share, so you guys don't do the same mistakes that I made. Like there's plenty of people out there like Bill Stiegel, Marshall Mendez, Gary Scavino, Greg Maxwell, Socrates, the list goes on, who've shared their nightmare experiences with people like myself, who get that, which coaches me. You know what I'm saying? So this is the least I feel like I could do for you guys, is give you guys my experience to help coach any of you who are looking to get into breeding chondros or emerald tree boas or breeding any reptile there is, period. Because guess what? As much as it's easy to breed a ball python, not everyone can breed ball pythons. Sorry, news alert. This reptile breeding thing isn't for everybody, period. Okay. A lot of attention to detail, like a lot of things come into play, right? So I have things happening paired up wise with my emerald tree boas now, like my northerns. I got my queen bee Bianca, which is right here. She's my big northern emerald tree boa who's been paired up with another nice, beautiful northern emerald tree boa, my pure Miss Willie line from Ryan. So at least if I do get success this year, I'll have half the litter that will be Miss Willie, maybe, or the blood will be 50% Miss Willie. But either way, listen, the emerald tree boa game knocked me on my butt this year. It really, really, really kicked my butt. But I'm back up. I patched myself up. I put my gloves back on, and I'm back in the game. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'll keep you guys posted. You guys will be the first to know. Well, no, my Patreon members, that's what I'm saying. Patreon members are the first. Patreon members knew about this a long time ago, just so you guys know. All right. So anyways, Patreon members know all the 411 stuff first, and then eventually it comes to you guys. But either way, I will update you guys on what happens for me this year or 2025 with the Northern Emerald Tree Boas. Now, going to something a little bit more positive. Well, it didn't start positive, but let's bump gears up to the chondros, right? I had the best year ever with the green tree pythons. Awesome. Finally, after 7 years. But let's start from the beginning. Got my ovulation, my first ovulation from Mimi, which is my very first chondro I've ever gotten. Got her ovulation in February. Then she laid in April. She laid 17 slugs, 18 eggs total, 17 slugs, 1 good egg. Okay. Pretty heartbroken over the majority of the clutch being slugs. I had no hopes on this 1 good egg. I remember even talking to Garrick from the House of Blue, and he was like, damn it, man. He's like, don't count on that 1 egg. I'm like, don't worry, I'm not. I was like, but I am going to incubate it just to see what happens, because I'm no dummy. I'm not going to just throw the egg in the trash if it's a good looking egg. The vein development wasn't the greatest, but I saw some vein development. So I was like, I'm just going to see what happens and just leave it alone. And mind you too, like one of the biggest things with me and green tree pythons, as far as producing them goes, like I always fucking struggled with my incubator, because it was either a new incubator I was trying or something, but the incubator has been my Achilles heel with producing chondros. I've gotten eggs, dude. Like I said, this is my seventh chondro clutch. I've had 7 chondro clutches, and the last 2 I finally got success with babies going the distance, right? But the incubator was my biggest kick in the butt. All right, so speeding up to this year, current year, I got an incubator from KG and D from the Bomb Project. We were vending Pomona. They had this tall PVC incubator that was on wheels, and I was like, I need my own chondrobator, because what I was doing was also I was trying to breed the chondros. I was trying to hatch out chondro eggs with all the ball python stuff and all that, and it just didn't work out. Not even a little bit, obviously. So KG and D sold me their PVC designed incubator on wheels, which I got into the trap, dialed it in, and I was happy to put that 1 egg in there just to see how this incubator was working, because the numbers look great. Super dialed in. I had a few gobies in there. I had all my thermostats in there. I already had boxes preset, ready to go. So the numbers look great. I was happy. I was excited. I also did little things differently this year as far as what I did to the egg box. Okay. So I threw the one egg in there. And while that one egg is cooking, I get another clutch from my other high yellow Biak, okay? She slugs out. She gives me 16 slugs, not even one good egg, 16 slugs. So me, I've never had back-to-back chondro slugs like that. I've actually, I've had a slug out clutch, but I never had them back-to-back. Oh, shoot. Dude, guys, I forgot to even say, even before the 2 clutches that I just told you about now, November of last year, I got a clutch for my sarong that slugged out. So I will say she slugged out first, and then these 2 came following suit. So really 3 slugged out clutches, okay? You had that sarong that I just mentioned, Mimi, even though she had 1 good egg, and then the other Biak that I just talked about, okay? So I was like, dude, what the F is going on? Like, dude, that's back to back, like bad clutches. Like, what's happening, okay? So again, I had to sit down, really adjust and see what's happening to my room. Why is this happening? And shout to Mark Bailey, man. Mark Bailey's a GOAT. Even though there's people out there like Garrick and other OGs in the game who don't think temp guns are important, Mark Bailey was like, MJ, how about you stop worrying so much about water changes and start picking up that temp gun and seeing what the hell you really have these chondros basking and cooking at. And I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. Another huge mistake that I made. Mind you, this was freshly after I just build this wall. I mean, you could only maybe see 6 cages. There's 16 cages. All right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and there's 4, and they're stacked 4 high. Okay, so, and I remember this, like I remember like stacking up the wall and thinking, okay, everything has their heat panel and everything needs heat, right? Like in my head, I'm like, they all need their heat. They need their heat. So I didn't have thermostats. I didn't have herp stats or enough thermostats to go individually in all cages. So what I did was I got a thermostat to manage the temperatures in each row. And I put that thermostat in the middle of each cage. So in a sense, each row of 4 cages only had 1 thermostat. And that 1 cage with the thermostat was managing the heat and for everything else around it, which was not good because this whole wall right here that these cages are on, the sun hits when the morning comes up. So everything is heated already differently. Like everything, like for instance, this side of the wall would be warmer than this side of the wall because of the way the sun comes up. So without having their own thermostat, there's no way in hell you could get down the proper husbandry as far as temps goes for each individual of these enclosures. Okay. So once I grabbed that temp gun and I started walking around, holy shit, majority of these panels, when they were on, like if you were to hit it, it was reading 1, like they were full blast. So what I was looking at, once I was realizing it, I was realizing that majority of the panels in these enclosures were blasting full blast with my room ambient still getting to 80. So overkill. It was way too hot, which resulted to me having those slug out clutches. Okay. Mind you, this isn't on purpose. I was just like trying to figure out what the hell was going on. So again, shout out to Mark Bailey for telling me to slow down and pick up a temp gun. Because that changed everything, guys. He was visiting in February. February is when he was visiting. And he was like, yeah, MJ, I will say it's really warm in this room. And if it's warm in this room and it's warm in those cages, it's too warm overall. And so, and again, I want to say also shout out to one of my other mentors, Ryan Young. What a guy. Ryan Young's a G. But Ryan Young from the get-go told me, MJ, fuck those panels. Because if you don't know how to properly run those panels and use them when needed, you're going to fuck yourself. Like Brian said, fuck them panels. And so he was right. Those panels really had they did a number, all, and mind you, all because I wasn't using them properly and I didn't have a probe in each one of them, first and foremost. But then this came to make me realize, like, if my room already gets to the 80s ambient, how much of the panels do I even really need to be using? Okay. So what I did, and this was about springtime when this was happening, right? What I did was I shut off all panels. Okay. I remember leaving the Emerald that was gravid. I left her panel on because she was gravid, and I didn't change anything that I had going for her. I left her alone. And I had my few other Emeralds had maybe some extra heat, but all the chondros, I killed all the panels. And I was noticing that with no panels on, my room would get up to 81, 82. And inside the enclosure was about 82 and a half, 83. And I think that's a perfect temp for an adult chondro. 80, nothing hotter than 83 personally. Just personally how I feel. Based how based off what I'm looking at, them moving around, them using different parts of the enclosure, them shitting more regularly. I'm telling you right now, I'm seeing a difference. And Ryan Young also told me, MJ, you're going to see quite the difference on their behavior once you shut off that heat. And he was not kidding. So did that, made that adjustment. We are now in the winter time, I guess, and it's still really not that cold because I gotta say, maybe the way my room is designed, we had a cold front not too long ago where the highs outside were like 68, but my room with everything closed, no windows open, my room was still like 81. And that's probably with the maybe due to the monitor enclosures that I have in here and other lights that go on. But man, unnecessary use of the heat for sure. And I'm telling you guys, man, like maybe, not even my ball pythons have that crazy much of heat. They all have 85. The adults have 85, 86 on the tape. But really, man, everything else is ambient because how warm my room gets. So obviously not everyone's room's the same, guys. I'm telling you, my room, because I'm in SoCal and I could get away with a lot of stuff as far as like letting my windows be open, my room gets warm. My room normally gets warm majority time of the year. So there's no use of these panels whatsoever for me personally. So if anyone out there who's struggling maybe with their snake's not acting right, or you're getting a lot of stuck sheds and you don't have good humidity, like, you know, or the above, like, man, check out the heat. Pick up a temp gun. All right. Temp your ambient in your room, temp the enclosures, and really get an idea what your temperatures are. And you would be very surprised. Okay. So listen, and this is going to come to the success part of my chondro breeding season this year. So as soon as I made that adjustment, I had the next girl, my Numford Island, who was paired up during this time. So mind you, when I made this adjustment, the same male that sired those two other clutches that slugged out, he sired the third clutch was the Numford Island. Okay. But this is after I gave him about a month break, cooled down my room completely. And then I paired him up again. And so she ovulated, I think she ovulated in May. I want to say she ovulated in May. And I was worried because I'm like, oh my God, like if I get a fourth like slugged out clutch, like this is the type of shit that makes people want to quit. And I wasn't, you know, I'm not saying I would have quit, but that would have put me in some type of mood. I'll tell you that much. But mind you, she ovulates, lays a clutch in June. And she gives me, she lays a clutch in May. She ovulated in April, lays a clutch in May. Or lays a clutch in April. I don't know my numbers in front of me, but she laid a perfect clutch. She gave me 15 beautiful eggs. Take that back. She gave me 14 beautiful eggs. Okay. Beautiful looking white eggs. And she's a smaller snake, mind you. She's not a big snake. Well under 1,000 grams, but she gives me 14 beautiful eggs. And I just knew in my stomach, I'm like, dude, and mind you, they all veined really well. And I was like, it's on. I knew right then and there. I was like, I'm gonna go 14 for 14 because I had a good feeling about the incubator. Like I knew after I hatched out Fish, which mind you, the one ride or die out of that clutch of 17 slugs. I named him Fish after the band Fish, one of the greatest bands to ever live. But I'm just saying, Fish. Once I hatched out Fish, I was like, dude, give me a good clutch, and I have a feeling they're all gonna hatch. So mind you, dude, I put those 14 eggs in the incubator, and sure enough, day 52, we got our first couple of pips. And mind you, I finally got pips, like my own pips. These other clutches, I was so impatient, or like I was so worried that I manually cut all my other chondro clutches. I did not cut this chondro clutch, thank God. Or of course, Fish pipped out on his own too. But this right here hit different because now you have 14 of them, okay? All my other experiences have been 1 or 2 or 3 eggs. 14. To see 14 of these bad boys or bad girls pip and crawl out of the egg and go perch was probably the most inspiring feeling I've had yet in the reptile industry. It was the best. I'll take that feeling to my grave, man. So 14 come out, 14 do good. 14 hit the rack, man. They all had their first shed. They've all eaten. Actually, I would say more than half have already had their second shed now, but all are eating, all are doing well, and I couldn't be happier. So that is the update on the 2024 chondro season for your boy MJ and the trap. I'm telling you right now, man, 14 beautiful. And I got to tell you, man, these, even though these are pure locality, nothing wrong with pure locality, but pure localities, man, like you don't normally get typical reds like this. Maybe some you do, but this is a pure B-act to a Numford. Even though Suge Knight is a red dominant, dude, he threw some insane dark reds in this freaking clutch, and I'm gonna keep most of this clutch. I got to see what direction these things are headed. So, but yeah, very excited to share that news, and stay tuned. You know, we're already in 2025 breeding mode right now for the trap. I do have 4 chondros paired up currently. At least 2 look like they're getting, you know, something done. You know what I mean? Still really early here, but I'm looking to have even a bigger year next year, guys. So let's see what happens. Stay tuned. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, that's that. I'm trying to think, is there anything else breeding wise? Oh, I will say this too. Also something I'm really happy and proud about. I think I got to get the exact number, because I know I have 60 United States captive born and bred crested geckos in my freezer, but I think I fed about just under 20 off that were live. So I made about 80 United States captive born and bred crested geckos this year, which were all for feeders for my baby chondros. Okay, guys, anyone out there who's upset about that, don't blame, dude, go watch Lion King. What do you want from me? It's what they prefer. It is the preferred prey item for any baby chondro. I swear to God, if you're one of those people who cannot get your chondros to eat and you're sitting there pulling your hair out, good. It's because you haven't tried a United States crested gecko, and those are the best. I'm telling you right now. And I will say it's not like your golden ticket on your way out. You're still going to maybe struggle, but nothing is easier than tossing in a United States captive born and bred live gecko in that tub, closing it, come back, and it's gone. That's not a typical way of raising baby chondros in the chondro world, okay? So definitely going ham this coming year again with the gecko breeding. I will say I have 2 adult groups going at it right now. I have 3 females and 1 male in each tub. I have about 17 eggs cooking right now, and I know more about to lay. So if you want advice out there from MJ, for sure, if you can, if you want to breed chondros, okay, and you don't want to lose sleep establishing your baby little chondro, you better get on your crested gecko game right now. That's all I got to say. They're easy as hell. I'll tell you that much. Super easy. All right. Literally, I don't even have an incubator for them. They hatch out in my room. It's nuts. So yeah, crested geckos, super happy to do that. And yeah, that's it. I listen, this year, mainly because, you know, I've had tree monitor 8 clutches before. Nothing that's gone the distance, unfortunately, but I've had 3 tree monitor clutches before. This year, 0. Mainly because I think my female Brittany is a little too heavy. She's a little on the hefty side, and I tried thinning her out as much as I could this year. Recently just paired up Kevin and her again. I haven't seen any action, and she should be cycling right now. This is the time of year where there should be some cycling, and I'm not seeing much. So TBD on the tree monitors. Now I will say the other tree monitors that I have are raising up. They're doing good. They're beautiful. They're awesome. I think the next pair that I could possibly look forward to is the black tree monitors, and they're probably maybe a year away, I would say, from being paired up. Maybe even now. I don't know. I'm just not in a rush. Like, I'm definitely not in a rush trying to breed tree monitors, because that is, like, I will say tree monitors are no joke. Like, it's a lot of maintenance. And it is something, once you get dialed in, you're good. So I know I will get eventually dialed in. I mean, I know what it's like to get the clutches, and I know what it takes. You just got to get that dialed in. Dialed in is important with the monitors. And if you're not dialed in, you're not, good luck. You may get a clutch, but it ain't going to be consistent. So stand by on the tree monitor breeding program stuff. Hopefully, if anything happens with the green tree monitors, I'll keep you guys posted. Patreon members first, obviously. So yeah, that's out on the tree monitors. And I think that's all we have with the breeding stuff. Yeah, that's basically all the information of the 2024 breeding season. Looking to have a bigger year, 2025. So you guys stand by for that, okay? And again, yeah, I think that's all I have. Not upset at all. Really not, okay? Because all I see are things happening that have not happened for me before, and that's what it's all about. All right, and we're gonna elevate things to the next level. All right, so excited for the 2025 breeding season, and you should be too if you plan on breeding, because if you're not excited, you shouldn't be breeding. This is a time of year or time of era. This is the era where you breed because you want to breed. You gotta want to breed right now. All right. So, all right, guys, here we go. I bet you guys are like, all right, MJ, shut up. Give us the big news. What is the big announcement? Let's hear it. Morph Market. Oh my God, guys. Well, as you guys may know, sales, I have a huge sales background. Before I got into reptiles, sales is what I did. I was a sales, did sales, did a lot, worked for Verizon for just under 12 years, got into the gym industry, sold a lot of personal training. Like I sold a lot. I think I was selling $40,000 a year. I was selling $40,000 in personal training a month at 24 Hour Fitness at one point. Okay. Just smashing it, killing it. So anyways, when I got into the reptile industry and I saw that you could make money off a snake, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, man, is this for reals? And mind you, a lot of what I have to owe to what I have today is the ball python game. I mean, all this came from ball pythons. Majority of everything in this room came from ball pythons. Okay. But I'm a hungry individual, meaning like I'm a go-getter. And I feel like if you're a go-getter breeding reptiles and you have success breeding reptiles, you are in the right place. Because not everyone's a go-getter in this hobby, unfortunately. Now, mind you, like not everyone takes it as serious. But shout out to the people who do take it serious and do this for a living. Because I do this for a living and I don't play. And I know that I'm not the only one. I know there's a lot of people out there who are dedicated to their craft of producing the coolest animals and getting it in some of the best hands out there, okay? Or just getting it in other people's hands who want to pursue projects. There's no bigger website to find a project in the ball python game, the snake world, the reptile world than MORPH Market. Let's be real, okay? The number one most visited reptile website in the industry is MORPH Market. MORPH Market is a place that could change your life if you know how to freaking use it. And I will say that there are plenty of people on MORPH Market whose sales skills aren't the best, all right? A lot of people lag in some areas, which if they could learn and get better, it could maybe change their lives. So one of the things I'm looking to hopefully turn the corner with collabing with MORPH Market is bringing some amazing content. Okay, mind you, MORPH Market is coming out with a show every Friday. And I know the times may change because we got to find the right time. But as of right now, it's every Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The MORPH Market weekly newsletter, okay, which is going to have plenty of MORPH Market updates, plenty of MORPH Market shipping updates, because let's be real, what do we really want to see? We want to see shipping updates. Shipping has never been more exciting than ever right now with the prices over at MORPH Market. And if it's one thing people want to do in the reptile industry right now is to save a little, save a little cheddar. You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't like saving money? I don't care who you are. All right. You like to save money if you're a smart business owner, first and foremost. Okay. So with the shipping updates and MORPH Market updates, how about some sales workshops, right? How about bringing on some of the best MORPH Market sellers onto the MORPH Market platform to hear what it is that they're doing to ensure that they have good sales? Everybody has different angles, different styles, right? But there are a lot of people who are successful using MORPH Market right now. There's a lot, okay? So I'm going to bring a lot of these people to the forefront. I'm going to bring a lot of these people to kind of explain their strategy, what their set skill is when it comes to posting and selling snakes, how to really build a customer base, how to keep that customer base, right? Because we all could get that first sale, but what are you doing to ensure that sale comes back to you? Repeat customer business is what keeps you in business in this game. Let's be real, all right? So I am so excited to sit down and talk sales techniques and certain ways to build customers and community just off using MORPH Market, because MORPH Market is the biggest freaking tool we have to take whatever it is that we're doing in the reptile industry to the next level, okay? Because without the money, we cannot go as far as we need to. Let's be real. The customers that we get in this game helps us get to the next level. Without customers, you don't have anything, all right? Unless you're a silver spooner and you got that in, decades of investment money from your mom and dad. Cool. That's maybe you, but let's be real. That's not everybody, not even a little bit. All right. There's people out there who would love to have success on MORPH Market. Maybe some of the people complaining about MORPH Market aren't selling on MORPH Market. I don't know. I've yet to meet somebody who's successful selling snakes on MORPH Market complain about MORPH Market. Have you? Can you comment below? Please comment below, guys. If you know anyone out there who's killing it on MORPH Market in any reptile category, do you notice them complaining about MORPH Market? Oh, wait. So at the end of the day, guys, there's levels to this, as I've said plenty of times, okay? I'm not everyone's cup of tea. We all know that. But if it's one thing that I am someone's cup of tea on, is somebody who wants to learn how to grow in the reptile industry. How about make a living in the reptile industry? Because like I said, I never expected to be having a living working with reptiles. I thought I was going to be like majority of you guys, having to wake up and work a job that I hate. Okay. And that's not an easy thing to do after a while. That wears you out. So I'm not here to say, hey guys, I could save your life and I could show you how to become a full-time reptile keeper. No, I mean, I could show you, but I can't promise you nothing. That takes it on you, you know? And I'm not saying everyone out there is trying to become a full-time reptile keeper, but guess what? Maybe somebody's trying to get better at it. So I do know that there are certain things out there that we could discuss on a Morph Market platform that will help not only us as breeders grow, but the customers, okay? The people buying. All right, because it's not just all about the sellers and the breeders. It's the people who are purchasing the animals. Are we setting up these people up for success? Okay, I'm looking to even just bring on Morph Market customers on. People who don't even breed. And let's talk about your experience on Morph Market. Okay, are you like curious about growing your collection because how good the experience has been working with breeders on Morph Market, or using easy features such as Morph Market shipping? Okay, if you want to talk about I mean, because we talk about Morph Market shipping and the price, which everyone loves the price, but we talk about the simplicity of using Morph Market shipping. You sell a snake, you click a button, and there's a label to ship. What other perfect world is there out there? I don't know. But if it's another thing I'm very excited to discuss with you guys, is the success and the evolution and the progress of Morph Market shipping, okay? Because I understand, guys. We are loyal to who we're loyal to. And you know what? I recommend you using anyone out there for shipping who you feel is necessary. Okay, guys? But at the end of the day, the whole let's sit around a campfire and hold hands and let's be friends is only going to last so far when you're competing against saving lots of money. Okay? And I'm already talking to plenty of breeders who saved thousands using Morph Market. All right, I'm going to bring them on the show. We're going to talk about how much money people are saving just using Morph Market shipping. And another thing we'll be covering, the rates. What will happen to the rates in 2025? Or what will happen to the rates in general? A lot of talk out there that Darian's just going to skyrocket the rates after he gets a lot of people converted. But I will be the one to update you on that. I will be the one to tell you guys, hey, guess what? Darian skyrocketed the rates on all you guys. Too bad. You're going to hear it from me if that's the case. So another beautiful thing about the Morph Market weekly newsletter is no more hearing this third, fourth party, rumor stuff. Because guys, majority out there who are listening to other people are just listening to rumors, hand-me-down information, all right? Falsely painted narratives that aren't even accurate, all right? A lot of lies being said out there. So at the end of the day, the truth is undisputed. One thing that people come and listen to Trap Talk Reptile Network is for the truth. And that truth energy will be transferred over to Morph Market. Okay. Anything I bring to the Morph Market table will be the actual facts. Okay. None of this hearing what you're hearing because people are in their feelings. Sorry. Facts are coming at you guys on a weekly basis. And I hope you guys are ready for it. Okay. Because, yeah, at the end of the day, I do my thing on Trap Talk, I am who I am. But you might see a little bit of a different MJ on the Morph Market platform. You might not see MJ cuss so much or even cuss at all. You might not even see MJ wear I wear my hats. I'm a man of many hats. I like to wear my hats. No pins, of course. I'm not weird. But, maybe not have a hat. Maybe look a little bit more sharp. I don't know. You might see a new MJ on that Morph Market platform that you might even enjoy more than the MJ you see here. I'll let you guys be the judge. But if it's one thing I'm excited, guys, is the growth for this reptile industry, because you have somebody like myself who is so happy to be a part of this industry, and nothing gets me more excited than to think about how much more this industry can grow. Okay, and it's going to grow. With me, without you, without anyone else, this industry is going to grow, okay? So we got to make sure it grows in the most brightest light, all right? We got to make sure that people who do come into this industry new come in taken care of, all right? Because we got to take care of our own. At the end of the day, We all love the reptiles, so we're all here for the same reason. So we got to take care of our own. I'm not saying we all got to be best friends and we all got to get along. No, we are who we are, but we all got to take care of our own, okay? So I'm really looking forward to doing that on the Morph Market platforms, and I just want to say how thankful I am for the opportunity. Darian, if you listen to this, thank you so much for picking me. I'm really excited, and I'm not messing around. I'm going to really dedicate my craft to hopefully bringing some amazing, motivating content to the Morph Market platform that is only going to make people more excited to be a part of the reptile industry, because this is the best industry to be a part of, okay? I know there's many things out there, okay? There's rock collectors, there's shooters, and there's freaking people who climb rocks. No, this is the best, most rewarding hobby to be a part of, okay? Because it's the freaking reptiles, all right? First and foremost, I love the reptiles. So yeah, guys, that's all I really have. And again, you know, this was a huge announcement episode that I want to give to you guys on Thanksgiving Day, first and foremost, but then also express my gratitude and my thanks for all you guys. I can't really, I mean, guys, I don't know what to say. I just hope, I know I am the way I am sometimes, but I hope you out there who've been watching this show realize how much I value each and every single one of you out there for watching this. And, you know, especially the ones, you know, messaging me on Instagram and giving me like feedback and just letting me know how much what I'm doing is inspiring them. I want to say thank you. Don't stop. Any of you out there who do that, please don't stop doing that, because even if my reply doesn't seem like it does more than you think, man. So keep all the feedback coming to me, okay? And if you don't know what I am on Instagram, just, you know, it's Trapped right there. See that ID right there? Trap Talk God 61 on IG. Go give me a follow on that. And I'm pretty active with, you know, posting stuff, mainly like productions and raise ups and whatnot. But yeah, go give me a follow. And yeah, guys, I just can't stop thinking about how thankful I am for each and every single one of you out there, and of course all my sponsors, because, you know, a lot of you know that, you know, to really make a living off YouTube, it's no joke. Like it's something you don't want to mess with either, because it's very inconsistent. Like people who are pulling in a lot of money on YouTube, it could be gone just like that. So I don't rely on YouTube money at all whatsoever. I don't think I've ever had a reason to, but I will say the biggest thing that keeps me where I'm at and gives me this position in this industry are all my sponsors. So all my sponsors, thank you so much. I love you guys, man, for believing in me. And even sponsors who aren't continuing with me next year, I want to say I'm so grateful for every single one of you, for the time that you've given me and just the support, first and foremost. And you guys could check all my sponsors in the description below. And again, I wouldn't be where I'm at with them and with all you viewers, my Patreon members, my friends, my family. I haven't even said the person I'm most thankful for on earth is my wife. Okay. My wife, I love you so much, Lily. You're an amazing mother. Everything that I see you do on a day-to-day basis just blows me away. I want to be a better dad, you know, because how great of a mother you are. I'm trying not to get emotional right now, but I'm just saying, like, thank you, Lily, for everything that you believed in me. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to want to do something that's a dream. Like what I'm doing right now is a dream. I live a dream life. I really do. And it's all because my wife's believed in me, and she let me focus on what I need to focus on to get where I'm at today. So thank you to my wife. Okay, Lily, we cannot have this episode without giving it up to the Trap Queen, Lily. So thank you so much to my wife and my family members, anyone out there who motivates me. I love you guys. And again, if you didn't have quite the best year, I need you guys to let it go. All right. Do me a favor, because I haven't had good years, you know, and I'm not going to say this year was like my most perfect year, but I want a better year next year. And you guys should want a better year too. So I got to say to anyone out there who had a rough 2024, do not let that affect your 2025, okay? Because life is a motherfucker. And what I mean by that, it doesn't stop or slow down for nobody. No matter how fucked up your situation is, no matter how wrong it is, life doesn't stop, okay? So you got to find a way to rise above that shit and figure out what you got to do to get back on track. Because life, man, life is all about that one. Life is one big railroad track, and you just got to stay on it. Stay on that motherfucker, bro. Even though you get tossed off, get back on it. And it's okay to get off the rails for a little bit, but get back on the rail eventually, because the longer you wait, the harder it is, first and foremost. And another thing too, guys, I'm not anyone, like, I will never push religion on you guys. I will never do politics. I think that's very dull. It's very like desperate. I will never do that to any of you guys, but I will recommend one thing, guys. Be more thankful for what you have. Be more like, show gratitude to yourself. Okay. I know a lot of people out there maybe aren't big believers into like talking things into existence, but I'm a huge believer in affirmations. I do affirmations every morning, been doing them for about 4 years now. All right. I journal, I write things down, and I really suggest anybody out there to start doing some affirmations. If you don't know what affirmations is, just YouTube it, type in affirmations and listen to a 10-minute video. Just try it. Especially if you're like caught in a negative bubble. Like if you feel like everything in your mind is just negative and you can't get out of it, you need to start fucking being grateful. I'm telling you right now, it changes everything. So my last piece of advice to anyone out there, or don't do it. I'm just telling you, I'm letting you know practices that's helped me, and you guys, people who know me out there know I've come a long ways. Okay. I'm yet to be a finished product, not even a little bit, but I work on myself on a day-to-day basis. Okay. And that's not a bad thing, guys. I think us humans have to work on ourselves. All right. How the hell do we make sure everything else is working right around us if we don't work on ourselves first and foremost, and love ourselves? You gotta love yourself too, right? So love yourself. Love the ones who love you. Okay. But don't let love blind you first and foremost. Like, understand that you may be getting love in this hobby that is genuine, but not all love is genuine sometimes. So always know who your circle is. Always be careful with advice, and always be careful with information that you pass down. Okay. Just be careful. Okay, guys, keep that circle tight and just be ready. Big things. 2025, the biggest year ever for the trap, for Morph Market, for you. It's going to be your biggest year out there. Okay. I have a good feeling. Let's go. And again, guys, December 6th is when you guys could expect that very first episode on the Morph Market platform. Okay. I am bringing, I'm not going to tell you who I'm bringing. You're going to have to wait for that one. Okay. But again, December 6th, it's going to be on a Friday, 9 a.m. Every Friday, guys, on the Morph Market platform, you're going to be having that MJ on the Morph Market weekly newsletter. All right, guys, listen, have a beautiful Thanksgiving. And again, go love and freaking thank your loved ones for everything that they've done for you, and go hug and love yourself, man, because guess what? At the end of the day, I'll see you at the top. Have a good night. Have a beautiful Thanksgiving, guys. I'll catch you guys here for episode 573, and I'm out.